Welcome to the E3 prediction show. I am Nick, and my co-host is,
Tim,
and we're gonna do our E3 predictions, starting with EA. I'll go first. So I predict that they show off Battlefront 2 with the new multiplayer gameplay, which is already kind of teased, but then um, the pod. I'm gonna after that they're gonna have an announcement and just like you hear this and it's pod racing minigame in Battlefront 2 made by Criterion. So good. But
I wouldn't mind it.
yeah, oh man. Like if I can't get my own Criterion like Burnout style pod racing game, that's what I want. Because
They
Criterion
should.
is working on the ship stuff for Battlefront 2, which is pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. Well, they should have it because they're gonna have everything in it. Prequels, the
Right.
originals, new. So I'd hope they have something of that sort.
Yeah. I am definitely looking forward to what they show there because
It'd be
Battlefront
cool
2
even
is
just having a multiplayer map with the pod racers as vehicles in it.
yeah. Well, just have like
Just
a
you
racing
know,
minigame, and then you could it adds so much more depth to the
oh yeah.
already awesome looking game itself. But uh,
So
go ahead.
I agree with Battlefront 2
Okay.
because of course they're gonna show it.
Hmm.
Uh, I think they're going to show off another Star Wars game that either Respawn or was it Visceral
Yes.
is working on, possibly either
And
trailer or gameplay or
and
some of the
that
sort.
is my one of my predictions as well is Amy Hennig's Star Wars game will get a cinematic trailer, a name, and a release date, but no
Mm-hmm.
gameplay will be shown.
Yep.
So
Something I think they're going to do something with a different Star Wars title.
I agree. Yeah,
It's been a year.
maybe.
They've already been talking about how they've been working on other ones.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. And they always kill it in the cinematic trailer, game.
Oh
Just
yeah.
because the Old Republic and just all those different cinematics are just amazing. I mean, Star Wars, it's a cinematic video game, so.
Oh yeah. Like
Um,
some of the best.
Another one of my predictions is they will spend no less than 15 minutes on sports, talking sports games and nothing but.
Which is too bad because I absolutely do not like sports games.
Yeah, but I know why they do it. It
No,
brings
I do
like
too.
all this. I mean,
I
like
do.
EA last year, like our EA last year was probably arguably the worst conference. Um, and a lot of it, like I mean, there wasn't a lot of hype, but this year there will be because they have so much Star Wars stuff behind them, and they got a new Need for Speed game coming out.
Which looks kind of cool.
Yeah. So there's
And
gonna be a lot of hype, but then it just slows stuff down. But I mean, you gotta show the sports stuff for the people like their stockholders and stuff. So, but it just doesn't change the fact that it just sucks.
um,
All right.
so I don't. It won't release this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a possibility of there being a trailer or teaser for the new Battlefield that they're working on, possibly.
Ooh, you
It might
think?
be far fetched. Yeah, because they've been talking about how they're already working on their next installment. How it might either be some
I
people
That's a
might
bold
think it'd be World
prediction.
War II or 2142 or something again, maybe.
Oh, okay. I
Which
could see
yeah,
like a 1942
but
like
the World War
Battlefield game
II,
coming out, like an
or I'm
indie.
not sure, but
Yeah,
because
yeah.
just maybe Call of Duty's headed in that direction, so
I'm
I'm
not.
not sure if
I'm
that
not
will
sure
clash or
if they.
not. But
I'm not sure if they want to overshadow because that will be very much overshadowed by Battlefront and
oh yeah,
possibly Amy Hennig's Star Wars
and
game.
that's the other thing too is I don't know if they'll do it with Battlefront coming out, you know,
Right.
and them trying to really show it off.
Yeah,
It'd collide, I mean, really.
I agree.
Battlefront's like, in my opinion, they're other really big.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They,
And since
they
they have
got
a
they got Titanfall and stuff
yeah,
like that, but
and since they have a Star Wars license, I mean their hype is all get out anyways. So,
that was
my next prediction is the Project Dylan, which BioWare has been teasing. Will have a teaser and it will say a name, nothing else. Of course, it's been rumored that it's BioWare's Destiny-like game.
Really?
And yeah, and there's been a lot of speculation, and even I think it was today that somebody from that account released a thing with Bob Dylan on Time Magazine. So it leads me to believe that that's gonna happen. But yeah, do you have your next?
Yes, I do. I'm not. I mean, I think it's pretty far fetched. When did Inquisition release?
Inquisition release 2014, I believe, fall of 2014.
I would like to see either them push for maybe another Dragon Age, or maybe even it'd be cool to see a remastered of the first one, possibly.
I could see them tease something. I don't know about a remaster. Remaster would be pretty bold.
Yeah, just to like even an HD. Just I don't know. I'm not sure, but
I could see them
I
tease a Dragon Age something.
Yeah.
You know. My next prediction is Need for Speed gameplay is shown. Release date isn't actually this year. It's next year. I don't think it's coming out. Of course they do. I mean, like, they don't want to be in the place of their big Battlefront 2 coming out. I guess they don't really have too much else coming out unless the Visceral Star Wars game comes out this year too, which there's no way in hell.
That's too good to be true to have 2 Star Wars games.
Yeah, I don't believe that the Need for Speed game is released this year.
I think Battlefront 2 for sure will be their biggest expectation out of everything. That's their biggest
I agree.
project.
Do you have another prediction?
I do not.
Okay. So my dream for EA, and it's not even what most people would think because I'm a big Star Wars fan, but a new Skate game is announced. A Skate reboot, if you will. I want it. I want it bad. Probably it's one of those things where like people with Mirror's Edge Catalyst, where people are clamoring for it for years, and they didn't actually want it. The sales figures did not match up, but damn it, if I just don't, I want to ride on a skateboard and have it be a good game again.
Yeah, for sure.
So, do you have a dream announcement that you would like to see?
I don't. I hate to say.
Okay.
I don't.
I'll
try to think of something.
But Titanfall story DLC or something?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Okay. I actually enjoyed Titanfall 2's campaign quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. Dude, Titanfall 2's campaign was awesome. I don't think it was quite as awesome as most people said, but
no, I won't lie to you. I mean, it wasn't like one of the greatest things I've ever played.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as taking that, like what the first game should have been, needing a first-player campaign.
Yeah, I agree.
It was so different from your average first-person shooter like campaign that are out there between Battlefield, Call of Duty, like in your face on the front lines. You're one guy, you're 2 or 3 different people, but you're doing these crazy special forces acts, But you play as a pilot that has a friendship with his Titan, and through that, you go through this adventure, and it's just completely different. It's not always in your face shooting,
Yeah, I agree. And I'd see something like story based, even like a DLC would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Even just enough to just tie us over for a while.
Yeah.
I mean,
or even like a
I
little
would definitely
expansion.
be okay with it.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
All right, now
Because
we're off. Okay, go ahead. Never mind.
I'm not gonna lie. The whole their DLC right now, like
Mm-hmm.
how the whole season pass is free and stuff.
Which
I
is really
think
cool.
they need a story because the DLC is just these maps from the first games just put into the second,
Yeah.
and it's really not having it for them, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I like the free model with EA because a lot of times EA, is just like, yeah, we're gonna release this game and we're gonna support it, but you're gonna have to pay for it. But it's nice to
Yeah.
see that change of pace and
Oh yeah.
well, of course, even Battlefront 2 has the Dice has said that they are not having a season pass for it. Of course, that probably means there's microtransactions in it, which kind of sucks, but I don't know. It'll be nice to have like a good complete game that I don't have to pay $120 for.
For sure. It seems like that's what it is nowadays. I mean, Battlefield Premium just to get
Yeah,
maps and guns, I mean,
yeah, I agree.
but
All right, we're gonna move on to Microsoft. Do you want to start or?
oh yeah.
Okay.
So, um, I think. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna show off the Scorpio
Mhm.
for sure. I think they're gonna show Assassin's Creed on it,
Oh, really?
and I
Okay.
think that Assassin's Creed on the Scorpio will have its advantages compared to the Xbox One.
I
I don't
agree.
know if that. I mean, clearly it's a more powerful system.
Mhm.
Whether that adds, of course, smoother gameplay or just anything extra content. I mean, I hope they don't put up that wall. I mean,
Yeah.
but being a more powerful console, they can do a lot more with it.
Well, yeah,
So
like Scorpio seems to be like, I mean, for what they say it seems to be a way more powerful system than any of the stuff that we have now. But what's weird is always like, it's not, it's not like the next uh, device. It's not like the PS5 or the Xbox quote unquote 2 or 720, like whatever. It's
yeah,
just weird generational gap we're in now.
oh
But
for
yeah,
sure. It's more of like a, it's like we're still in the same chapter of this,
yeah,
generation, but now they're just releasing a more powerful version of the Xbox One, of
right.
course. And it's like the
Now,
PS4 Pro.
now, what
You're
do
able
you
to have
think?
4K on it and stuff like that. But
Yeah. Now, what do you think the price point is?
release date might look on it.
Yeah, release date and price point probably.
Uh, so for Scorpio, it's a tough call. I mean, it's so hard.
Oh yeah.
But I will say it could release the holiday of this year for sure.
Mhm.
It's possible. I mean, they really got to do something. I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest. Uh, and two, it's tough. I would say between
Give it like a
three.
dead price. Like give it
I don't want to say it, but probably probably 400.
400.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good solid bet for
I mean,
them.
they got to be careful with going too high because that's
I mean
another
look,
reason the PS4 sold so well. Is
yeah.
because just being $100 cheaper is better. I mean, to be
Mhm.
honest, I mean,
Well, and even look at
PS4 being a more powerful console as well.
the proofs in the pudding with, when they released the PS3 even, where the PS3 was $600 starting out and no one bought it. And
Yeah,
I think in order
was
to
the
really make an impact on this console generation, you're gonna one need to prove why people need this, which I feel that the Pro kind of didn't sell it enough.
hmm
And then you're gonna need to give it at a price point that's affordable for all homes. I mean, not all homes, but get as many butts and seats as you can. So,
for
um,
sure because what was it? Was the 360 500 when it first came out?
I don't remember. I think it was 500. That does seem right.
But even from that gap of 5 to 600, I mean, it's that much easier to get a hold of that system. And it sounds dumb, but when you're picking between two different consoles, that's the start of it. You
Right.
gotta save up $500 or $600.
Yeah, and I also think that it's gonna be hard to contain. I think they're gonna lose their butt on selling it. But once they get it out into the market, it's going to sell. If they
And
sell
I'm
it
not.
right on the stage, it will sell.
I'm hoping. I hope it does well. I really
Yeah.
do.
Oh, I do too.
Because, and like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm having problems with mine. Xbox One. I plan on getting one. I hope
Right.
that their presentation though makes me want one. I don't want to just think I'm getting a more powerful Xbox One that just makes games look better. Like, I mean, and that's a big part of it too. Which is fine. But I mean, make me want to go and get it when it's released.
Agreed.
More than just putting in a game and Assassin's Creed or whatever new game that comes out. Red Dead looks incredible on it. Well, okay, it looks good on the Xbox One as well, to be honest. I mean, but
now, do you have a name for it?
oh, that's tough, to be honest.
I think.
I mean, Xbox One is pretty lame.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
They can't.
So.
There's no way they can't go with just an Xbox One. They have to do like Xbox One something or Xbox.
Okay,
something.
I hope it's not Xbox 2. I really don't hope that would just. It's not, but.
Now a lot of people are saying like Xbox Elite, or Xbox One Elite, but I'm like, they kind of already used that already.
They did, because if I remember, when the Elite controller came out, they sold a bundle with an Xbox One and called it the Elite bundle, which I guess ain't literally that, but.
But I mean, also Nintendo's new 3DS XL was literally called the new 3DS XL. So
oh yeah, no,
I mean,
it's sad.
It's not a precedent that they can't use it again.
No.
But yeah, I predict that the Scorpio, the base model will be $450, and the 2 terabyte model, the base model will have 1 terabyte. As little as it can go, I think.
Because 500 is just a joke. 500 gigabytes is a joke.
And the 2 terabyte one will be $499.
I agree with that.
And it will be called the Xbox One X. I'm going the 3 days grace route and calling it the Xbox One X. And I think it releases in August. So you can get all the games that are coming out this fall to run on Xbox Scorpio.
And be ready for the holiday.
Yeah,
I like that.
Agreed. Yeah.
I do like that.
Okay, another one of my predictions leads up to the same thing as the Scorpio. Every game shown will be running on Xbox One Scorpio.
I agree with that completely.
There's just going to be a little thing powered by Scorpio, or powered by whatever the hell it's called.
Well, them showing off this new console per se, they would have. I mean, they really want to be, present it. I mean, I imagine they'll show the console first, and then they'll show games after that.
Yeah, definitely.
But I agree with that.
Yeah, and then I also think that there's going to be multiple new IP announced for this, because a lot of the things are not multiple new exclusive IP. Because a lot of the things that Xbox is missing that PlayStation has is the IP. Like, there's no Uncharted. You have Gears of War, you have Halo, but as far as, a stable franchise anymore, there's not a ton.
No.
And one of them they will be releasing this fall, I think. To get the power of a Scorpio behind something and make people actually want to come to the, new console.
I agree.
I also think Cuphead and Below, which are very long delayed indie games, are going to be shadow dropped at E3. They're just going to be like, okay, we're going to show you Cuphead and Below, and everyone's going to sigh because we've seen this, we've seen it so many times. And they're like, nope. After the conference, you can go buy it. And I definitely think that this is going to be the only way they can do it, because at this point, like, there's, I mean, below less so, but Cuphead, they need to get that thing out now. Like, it's been
Mm-hmm.
too long and people have forgot about it, you know. I mean, that was what released, or teased like 3 years ago, like, or even, no, maybe even 4 years ago at the launch of the Xbox One, which is a bit ridiculous, but. Do you have another prediction? I'm sorry, I kind of took the stage.
No, you're fine. Um, so I mean, it's tough because I know that different games can be shown either on Sony or Xbox or Microsoft, but I believe they will show. Um, I'm hoping, more or less, the new Red Dead gameplay possibly
Ooh, you think so?
on the Scorpio, possibly
Okay.
because they are pushing for an early next year release
Yep.
that we know of. You know,
Yeah, but
I hope.
Rockstar usually avoids E3 like the plague. I mean, a lot of like
Oh
Grand Theft Auto
yeah,
wasn't shown. I mean, I guess you could make an argument for that Red Dead 2 maybe needs a little bit more of a push because it is not Grand Theft Auto.
and being shown on the Scorpio,
Mm-hmm.
it might
I
get
guess I
that
can see
extra push. But I mean,
it. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
uh,
Um,
so what do you got?
State of Decay 2 gets an entire gameplay segment, and then you're playing. It's all single player, and everyone's like, it's just gonna be the same
And
thing.
someone joins
And then someone
game.
joins them, and it's a multiplayer scavenging around, and then it drops and it says August. It's coming in August, I think. For this game, they just need multiplayer now. Otherwise, it's going to get all the comparisons to the original. Of course, it's been multiple years. I mean, it was on the 360 originally. So, and I mean, what they showed last year is it looks a lot better. And yeah, I'm interested to see how it turns out.
Um, so prediction.
Mhm.
It's pretty out there.
Mhm.
It's been a while too. Maybe a new Ninja Gaiden.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Okay.
I think if maybe
Is it made by
they went in
Ninja
the dir-
Theory,
ooh,
or is it made
question.
by someone else?
I wouldn't mind it being made by them again. I've played them. I mean,
Okay.
they're great games. I really do enjoy them.
I wouldn't mind to see a platinum style Ninja Gaiden.
More of a, yeah, definitely. They handle games well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know if it.
I
I
like
mean,
that.
it could maybe necessarily even a reboot wouldn't be a bad thing with it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, definitely.
just showing something new. But
Yeah. Do you have another one, or do you wanna?
I do, but
Okay.
I guess it could go either for Sony or Microsoft. But I'm
Well,
not
do you want to
sure.
use it for Microsoft, or?
Yeah, just because I don't got much for
Yeah,
Sony.
go ahead.
So there's been rumors of Rocksteady,
Okay. I have this
Um,
too.
and they show off their game, and I like a lot. I mean, a lot of people think it's about Superman. I'm not sure though. I'm
Okay.
really not.
Okay.
But I'll go with it. They could make something great out of it because the Batman Arkham games. I mean, I love them. They're genius.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, they really set a stage for Batman games. You
Yeah,
know?
definitely. Now.
And I think
What kind of Batman game do you think this is? Do you think it's just another Batman?
I'm hoping not. To be honest.
Okay.
I mean, I don't care for Superman, but you're Superman.
Yeah.
So what can they do different? You know,
Okay.
I mean, Batman can only do so much. So how can they change the stage with someone who can fly, who can,
Yeah. Well,
you know?
I think it's gonna slowly lead into a Justice League game, which will be interesting. And then Grand Theft Auto style changing into different characters, like you're changing to Flash, you change into Superman, you change into Wonder Woman. Very different, aspects of what Rocksteady can do.
And that would be not a bad thing either. I'd like to see that, to be honest.
And I have that in my PlayStation, but we'll get to that a little bit later. So My dream, I have two because I couldn't pick one. My one dream, new Time Splitters announced exclusive for Xbox One.
Ooh.
It's their
Ooh.
Overwatch. It's their exclusive hero shooter. They turn it into a hero shooter because that's basically what it was when it. I mean, not entirely, but like they had a ton of different characters and very likable characters. I mean, I remember playing as Gingerbread Man
Oh yeah.
back in the day, and we just there's been too long without a Time Splitters.
It has been a fucking minute, hasn't
Oh,
it?
it has.
Oh god.
And
Future Perfect is like one of the greatest games,
yeah, oh yeah,
like ever. Like
oh
even
yeah.
the campaign was genius. I
I
loved
mean,
it.
it is tied. It does seem like it's tied up in a lot of legal stuff.
Oh
Like
yeah.
oh, what are the people who make that? Crytek has. I think they have the rights to it. Um,
Mm.
but I could be wrong. But it's a very low chance of happening. But yeah, it's. I just want it to happen, please. So, and then my next dream is probably a little bit more realistic, but still not very realistic at all. Um, a new Fable game is announced. Just before E3, they teased a card game, and that's not enough. They need a new Fable game. I know
They need
Lionhead
to
Studios is
go.
closed, but I want Rare to have been starting working on a new Fable game.
They need to really. I mean, I won't lie to you. I liked the third one. It wasn't great,
Mm-hmm.
but I liked it. It was
Well,
different. It was, you know.
I think they can
I think.
do something different with a reboot. You know.
Oh yeah, for sure. But they need to pull back from their roots more or less because, I mean, the first game was such a landmark to me when I had played the Xbox, you know, and then
Yeah.
I'd got the anniversary edition on Xbox 360, and it was just as great. But
Yeah.
what was that
d-
tower defense one they had? That was just
yeah, that was interesting. That was a dark time.
yeah.
Um,
That was a dark time.
do you
Fable.
have a dream that you'd want to see in Microsoft? It could be anything. Anything at all.
Microsoft, huh? Halo 6. No, I'm just kidding.
But they already said there's not gonna be there. No, I'm kidding.
I want to see a back to the roots, Splinter Cell. Very,
For Microsoft?
yeah. No, not from Microsoft. I'm joking. Still I'm trying to think. Still trying to hold you off. I don't really know. I'm really bad at this. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie.
Okay. Another thing I wanted to say, it's not really a prediction because it's probably going to happen. Sea of Thieves is just going to be there, and it's going to get an open beta, I think. I guess it is a prediction, but we're not going to count it on our point score, I guess. So, then we'll move on to Bethesda. So, I believe Wolfenstein is shown. It's releasing this year. It is not, however, called the New Colossus. It has a different name entirely.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I also have that down. I
Yep.
believe there will be a new Wolfenstein.
I believe that last year they teased with that. I think it was before the Quake Champions trailer. That the Wolfenstein, the little in DOS text, the Wolfenstein, the New Colossus, but I don't believe that's what it's going to be called. I mean, it seems like a good name, but I just don't think that's what they're gonna go with. They're gonna totally bamboozle us. What's your prediction?
Oh, I feel like I feel like a new Elder Scrolls is still far fetched.
Mm-hmm.
I want there to be one. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I like them better than Fallout, but
Mm-hmm.
possibly a Morrowind HD.
Yeah,
I would like to see that.
I could see that.
Um,
Now, I guess maybe not made by Bethesda, not Bethesda, but not made by the main studio.
yeah.
But Yeah, I also have Elder Scrolls. The new Elder Scrolls is teased with the setting. So like elsewhere, I believe that's the
Yeah.
Khajiit,
See
or
that.
Burma, um, you know. So something like that would be a pretty interesting get for, not get because they do have it, but like a pretty interesting blow for Bethesda, I think. And so I will move in to Evil Within 2 is shown, and it releases on or before Halloween. You want?
I'm feeling like October.
Yep, yep,
Around maybe around there. I mean,
yep.
it's a good time of the year for that type of game.
I agree. I agree, and it's just before all the big things start hitting.
Yep.
And it's going to be pretty interesting to see where they take the franchise. Do they keep the same protagonist? Are they doing it Resident Evil style, where it's Leon or something? Like it's not going to be Leon, but it's going to be a Leon-esque character or something. But yeah, I'm very interested. I love, love, love the original Evil Within, and it definitely deserves a sequel, no doubt. Do you have a next?
Definitely room for it too, because it has
Mm-hmm.
been a while since the first one released. So
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
mean,
All right, what's your next prediction?
uh, I feel like they could have a possible. I mean, maybe not, but a possible Fallout minigame like Fallout Shelter,
Okay. Now, do you think
but
there's,
maybe not Fallout Shelter.
but maybe not Fallout in general?
Yeah,
Maybe
more or
like an
less
Elder,
something
maybe
like
like an
that.
Elder Scrolls. Maybe they lean in a little bit towards the mobile side of things more and have like a
Yep,
shadow drop.
yep,
Yeah.
for sure. Because I mean, Fallout Shelter is pretty cool. I mean,
Oh yeah,
really, and they're
definitely.
good
That
at it.
was a great. Was that last? No, it was 2 years ago. Before Fallout 4, I think. Yeah, that was a pretty cool shadow drop. Of course, I didn't have an Apple phone, so I didn't get to play it till months later. But it was a cool shadow drop to be, um, cool little game. So, I also believe that Quake Champions is shadow dropped at the conference. There's been multiple closed betas. I think there's an open beta going on right now, but I'm not entirely positive. Um, I think it's gonna be dropped, and it's going to continuously be updated. Um, and from what I played, it was not, didn't feel as much as what Quake used to be. But it definitely had that same almost nostalgia. It definitely dipped in a little bit too microtransaction-y for me. I heard it's going to be free to play. So dropping it at the conference wouldn't be too far fetched, I don't think. So, and I also believe the Dishonored 2 DLC is shown. Story
Ooh.
DLC, much like the original um, Dishonored. They're gonna have a bunch of story DLC with it, and the original Dishonored I wasn't a huge fan of, but I did hear that the DLC was amazing.
Oh
So,
yeah, definitely.
um, do you have any more predictions, or do you want to move on to dreams?
Dreams. I don't have predictions.
Okay.
Uh,
I believe, and this is a big dream for me. I believe there's a new IP teased, and since we did not get the rightful game that we deserved, we're gonna get a game in the same vein as Prey 2. Almost too similar. And I just want it. I want it so bad.
Probably not gonna happen.
No! I can dream! It's a dream!
Uh, of course, I want a new Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's
Yeah.
been a fucking minute, and they
Yeah.
keep abusing Skyrim. Like
Mm-hmm.
we get it. It's a
Exactly.
good game. They did the Legendary Edition on 360. It came with everything. They re-released it. It came on Xbox One and
It's still coming
PS4.
to Switch, apparently.
I get that. It's coming to Switch now. Okay, Skyrim's good. Now
Yeah.
let's move on. And I imagine they're working on it.
Yeah.
Whether it's shown this year, next year, the year after, I don't know. But
Yeah.
um, I would like to see something this year for sure. But
Alrighty, now we get into your ball game. We get into Ubisoft. Now, what is your prediction? I'm sure you have one.
uh, sorry by the way earlier when I said Splinter Cell, it's because I didn't have a line underneath Ubisoft, so it looked like Microsoft was all
same.
one huge list. So Splinter Cell for sure.
Okay, yeah, I
It's
also
been
have
it's
that.
been a while. Was
Uh-huh.
it Blacklist? Was the last one?
Yep.
So
Yeah,
we're in need of one, I think.
I agree. I believe I have that same, but I added a little bit. I believe because there was such an outrage. I mean, I don't remember there being a ton of outrage, but I remember people not being too happy with it. Michael Ironside is back as Sam Fisher, and it's going to go back to its roots. It's going to be more chaos theory than it is conviction, and it's going to release in 2018.
Ooh,
Um,
yes.
so yeah, I am
I
very much clamoring for a new Splinter Cell game. Metal Gear is kind of, I mean, to survive, but I just need a stealth game. I just need a new stealth game. So now I believe this is on your predictions as well. But I believe Assassin's Creed gets the biggest showing it's ever done. It will not be at any other conference. They want to take the narrative of this. They want to take hold of all of its parts. Assassin's Creed Origins will have a big showing, and it will be released in September, I think.
feel like October for some reason,
Yeah,
but close enough though.
seems pretty, pretty
Around that time,
good
around that
range.
time of the year,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, uh, I agree. I would like to see it on the Scorpio though, personally.
Yeah, I
Uh,
agree. Well, it may run on the Scorpio at Ubisoft
yeah,
because Ubisoft does
yeah,
take place after
yeah.
Microsoft, so it's going to be, I'm sure that's going to be a big thing with Bethesda and Ubisoft. But
Yeah, I think I'm hoping Assassin's Creed. I think really it'll just be. I don't think it's what people are gonna expect, to be honest, because
hmm
I heard they've really went back to the ground up. So
hmm
I
yeah,
really think, like you said, Ubisoft wants this to be their thing. They want to build it up. They've been trying their hardest not to leak it, but look how
yeah,
that goes.
yeah, exactly.
They're
Not to
I mean, it's horrible.
leak it.
Yeah, but
um, but
they've
yeah,
been trying their hardest.
I know you're
So
the huge Assassin's Creed head, so I know I'm gonna be very excited to see what you think of it.
oh, I'm. This is the game. Like even the setting, I've wanted this setting for a very long
mhm.
time.
I still
And
want I still want a Japanese setting. Don't mention that
they
awful
said it
China
ain't gonna
setting.
happen.
It's but I can
I
dream.
would love. I would. I would love to see a feudal Japan the same as
mhm.
I do right now with the Egyptian setting.
Mhm.
Uh, I hate to say that they said they'll never go there,
We
but
need to
that
go
doesn't
back
mean.
to I think is because it's become
Yeah.
so convoluted at this point. We just need to bring it back.
And I'm hoping, and this is their. I think this is their chance to, in a sense, reboot it.
Mhm.
Hence the name Origins. This is supposed to take place before the Templars even existed, before the Assassin Order existed.
Mhm.
It's supposed to be the birth of the games itself, like the history of it.
Mhm.
So I'm really curious to see where they take it from here.
Definitely. Definitely.
So,
What's your next prediction?
oof. To be honest, I'm not sure. I mean,
Nothing.
no, not really. I mean, I don't mean to be lame, but I really can't think of anything. I've been
Nothing
trying.
at all. Okay. Okay.
I'm still
Well,
thinking. I'm
all
still
right.
going,
All right.
but
I'll take over. One of my predictions is this is going to be one of those years again, and it's still not gonna know a damn thing about it. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is shown again. No release date. No nothing. But it's going to be shown.
I
It's
feel
going to
like
be
they would
one of
have
those
to.
things.
I mean, I know what you're saying, but man, to show it again and
Yeah,
not to,
yeah. It's going. I want it to be out close because I know a lot of people want it, and I know their pain because Kingdom Goddamn Hearts 3 is still not out yet, and the trailer for it released 4 years ago.
Final
Um,
Fantasy 7 will release before that,
you
so.
shut your whore mouth. um, but yeah, yeah, it's going to be it's just how it is. I think. Um, Another one of my predictions is it will there will be another Ubisoft's next UB Art games like Child of Light, Valiant Hearts, all that, Rayman,
Yep, I would
will
agree with that.
will be
I would
shown,
like to see.
but no, it's not a follow up. It's a new IP again, and they
Hmm.
released it in the summer to give a downtime,
I
and
think
I
it'd
think
be
that.
smart to go with a new one
Oh
because
yeah,
it seems that that's been working.
well they
You know.
invested so much into that engine itself. It's kind of, I mean, it's kind of going dormant now.
Oh yeah.
Um, my last prediction is they get the first showing of the Mario Rabbids RPG, but no gameplay. Nintendo's definitely gonna want to save that.
I feel
I
like they might want to take the stage with that one as well,
Yeah,
especially having Mario.
especially for a partnership such as that. I mean, Ubisoft's
Oh
been
yeah.
pretty good with Nintendo for a while, and they just, for the love of God, just keep the third parties. Because if the Switch had so many more, like, even just a little bit more third parties going for it, I would be like, oh, yes, I have to have this console. Um, and then my dream is a Far Cry Blood Dragon 2 or something of that same ilk. Maybe even take a different franchise like Watch Dogs or Assassin's Creed even, and make like a spin-off, like a wacky, very insane,
Crazy.
crazy
I.
spin-off.
Yep.
Um, that would be just awesome. All right, so let's move on to PlayStation. Do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
Uh, I'll go. I'll go ahead.
Okay.
Um, they show God of War,
Okay.
and it releases in November.
Okay. Okay. I know there's been rumors about it releasing
Oh, really? In
pretty fall,
November?
like in the fall.
Oh, okay.
But nothing's been confirmed yet, of course. I
I
kind of
haven't
have a
heard much
similar
about it.
thing. I think God of War and Days Gone are going to get pretty big showings, and they're both big fall games because they need those exclusives, and I don't think a lot is coming out for them in
Hmm.
fall. But yeah, I definitely think Days Gone is almost a lock for fall. Because Sony Santa Monica hasn't worked on a lot of things in a while. I believe it's Santa Monica who's working on it. And yeah, God of War. I hope it's this year. But my next prediction is Bloodborne 2 is announced. It's going to have an early 2018 release date. And that is it. Like, there's no gameplay. They're
I
gonna save gameplay for PSX, I think.
That was number 2 on my list. I agree. I
Hmm.
feel like they won't show gameplay.
Yeah,
I would love to see it, but I feel
yeah,
like they're gonna let us know it exists.
yeah.
So,
I agree.
um, I'm hoping maybe if not Bloodborne 2, maybe something of the Soul series,
Yeah, something
possibly.
from Souls
Because I
or
know
from software.
the creator of Dark Souls, and
Yeah,
is working
Miyazaki.
on something new as well. Yep,
Mhm.
he's on
Yeah.
his next project, so which might be a little far out still.
Mhm.
I don't know if we'll see it this year, but it'd be cool to have just a teaser of some sort.
Yeah, I definitely
Maybe
like to
a
see
name,
something. Yeah, something
maybe
different.
something.
Something different from that studio. I mean, we've been to the medieval times, and we've been to like a Castlevania esque, like a more, not Castlevania, I guess, more Lovecraftian esque setting. Like maybe take it to a future, or I mean, Miyazaki's so talented. We could get anything by him, and I'll play it. So,
Oh yeah.
um, I also believe that, and it kind of goes along with what you were saying, but for PlayStation, I said Rocksteady's game is announced, and it's still in the DC universe. And it's going to be one of the DC characters. It's kind of vague, I guess, but I definitely think that this is just bound to happen. And I also think that this is finally the game that takes precedent in the Shadow of Mordor Nemesis system. It's going to be the first game, and they're very similar games at this point. So, do you have another prediction?
Oh, I feel like they're gonna show off Metal Gear.
Really?
Yeah.
Survive?
I'm not. I don't know if I'm thrilled about the game yet, but I feel like they might show something about it, either being gameplay or another trailer of some sort. Maybe release date for next year, possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know about this year, but
it's just, I mean, the game's gonna be whatever, but like the way Konami is now, I don't believe that Sony wants that. I think that maybe even if Survive is shown, it's going to be on the show floor. But that's definitely a bold prediction. I agree. So cool. I also believe that Horizon Zero Dawn story DLC is going to be shown. It's going to take place in the eyes of a different protagonist. So not Aloy. So we're going to see like a different side of that whole world, and it's going to be released in September. Because they sold a ton, and they already said they're going to be working on some story DLC, and why not show it there? I mean, alongside probably the Uncharted DLC that's going to happen with Chloe and Nadia, or not Nadia, I forget her name. Starts with an N. But she was from Uncharted 4, so.
I would like to see both of these games, particularly in my opinion, on the Scorpio to see how they ran, how they looked. But I feel like at Sony's press conference, Call of Duty and Destiny 2 will be shown on their system.
I agree. Yeah,
they seem to have more exclusives, whether that be getting the season pass first or Destiny 2 or Destiny, like how they had weapons first, which were lame as shit. But I mean, they had that towards that, being on PlayStation.
Yeah, they've definitely had more. They have had it more teased towards PlayStation in the years. It's interesting how that narrative has changed since.
For sure.
Last generation, it was Xbox 360 who had all the exclusives. So it's interesting to see how that all changed so fast. I believe that Capcom shows a bunch of sequels. So like for a bunch, I mean like 3 maybe, but it includes, but is not limited to, Resident Evil Remake 2, which I guess isn't really a sequel, but they have talked about
remake.
Yeah.
I was about to say that.
Yeah. And I think it's just time to show something. I don't know if we're gonna get the same, like Resident Evil Remake style, where it's just the same game but they totally redid it, or are we gonna get like a Resident Evil 4-esque Resident Evil 2, which would be pretty interesting to see a different side of it.
Sure.
I also believe that the new Devil May Cry is going to be shown. It does not take place after the DMC though. Unfortunately, I like DMC a lot, but I know not a lot of people did, and I don't think they want that brand to continue. They're going to bring back classic Dante, and we're going to see it continue from 4.
I agree.
So.
I did like the new DMC, or the newest, not new, but
yeah,
I enjoyed it.
It was very tight and
a little bit different, a little bit more spunky to it. He was younger. It was different. I mean, the way they were showing him off. being
Mhm.
a reboot like that.
Yeah.
But I think people favor the Dante from before,
Yeah.
1 through 4. I mean, and I do too. I mean, I like him more,
Yeah.
uh, even though I know they're the same person, but just
Yeah.
the vision being different in DMC.
I
But
agree. And I also think that Spider-Man is going to be shown. I mean, it's
yep,
been said to be shown. The
I agree
demo,
with that.
there's going to be a gameplay demo. And it's finally, because since now it's just been called Spider-Man PS4, it's going to get Spider-Man something underscore. Like, it's going to get a Web of Shadows or Edge of Time. Like, it's going to get something under it, like a subheading. And it's going to be just give a vague release date of 2018. That thing is not coming out. I don't think it's coming out 2018, but I think that's what they're gonna show.
I
Um,
feel like I feel like it'd be a good time though, maybe
mhm.
next year, like early next year,
Yeah,
or
I
I mean,
just don't think it's that far along, to be
just because
honest.
there's a lot of competition later
Oh
this
yeah.
year.
Well, and
You know,
Insomniac's doing it, so I have pretty good trust in them.
hmm
Especially with, I mean, Sunset Overdrive, which were one of my favorite games on the Xbox. Um, the verticality of that game they made so well, and to see them incorporate stuff like that into a Spider-Man game is going to be very cool. Um,
definitely a good studio. To
do
be
you have
honest, I mean,
any other predictions, or do you want to move on to dreams?
my dream.
Okay, you want to go first?
So you already know it. I mean, let's be honest.
Do I? Oh, I think I do.
So reboot Jack and Daxter.
Okay.
It's been a long time. It really has.
Now,
Jack X was more of a racing game. I
mhm,
mean, I don't really count that. I mean, yeah, it was newer.
mhm,
But Jack 3 was really the last main stamp of that series. It's been, I mean, I personally grew up with it,
mhm.
I loved it. So I would like to
Now,
see them
do you have
push it on the
a
next console.
do you have a developer picked for it? Because it's probably not going to be Naughty Dog.
Well,
Um,
no. Even though I would love that, especially how well they did on The Last of Us.
yeah.
I mean, that is like one of the best games ever.
I
Like,
just don't think that they're ever going to go back to that series. But I mean, it's your
no.
dream. Um,
It is,
but
but to be honest, I think they're in a different direction now too,
mhm.
though. You
Now
know,
they're also just for a fun thing. Who would you like to see if Naughty Dog said no, we're not going to make it? Who would you like to see to make it? Like who as a platformer? I'm trying to think of people.
I know me
Um,
too. To be honest,
maybe
I'm
even
not
the.
saying this because of what they're doing now, but
Mhm.
and we just talked about them. I'd like to see Insomniac possibly do it.
Yeah, that'd be
I
pretty cool.
mean, they just do such a good job. I mean,
Mhm.
especially the games in the past I've also loved. Just
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if they pull any of those nostalgic punches at all.
hmm I feel
I.
like it's pretty distant, but
Mhm.
I mean,
Um. One of my dreams is Rocksteady's new game is actually a Batman Beyond game. Like just for the love of God, and it's not like does not look like the Arkham series. It is a cartoon, cel shaded game in a cyberpunk city. And Terry McGinnis is the protagonist. Kevin Conroy is back to voice Bruce Wayne. I just give me a Batman Beyond game. I just want it so bad. I also there was another thing that was Capcom shows a new Mega Man game, whether it be Legends 3 or Mega Man 11 or Mega Man X, something in a Mega Man X series. It'd be really cool. But okay, now let's move to our final Nintendo. I believe that the 2D Metroid and a 3D Metroid is shown. The 3D Metroid is made by Retro Studios. The 2D Metroid is made by an unknown and is going to be released in the summer. Um, I just think that's going to be, in order for them to take back the Metroid narrative, they're gonna, like, we kind of messed up on Federation Force or Federation Federation Force. So we're gonna give you 2 Metroid games. And it's plausible, especially with all the Metroidvanias out there that are being controlled by these other, there's people. We just need something for Metroid. So, do you have another Nintendo prediction?
This is my weakest link.
Mm-hmm.
They got the Switch out.
Yep.
New platform.
Yep.
How about a new Super Smash Bros?
Okay. You think a new Super Smash Bros is coming out?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know it's tough because,
Mhm.
the jump between, what was it?
Mhm.
GameCube to Wii to Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know there's quite a jump, but, they got a new system. They need more content on it. Even with the games releasing this year that they have listed,
Mm-hmm.
it's mostly ports, that have
Yeah.
been out. I know there's a couple new ones in there. Was it Xenoblade Chronicles
Mm-hmm.
or some? I don't know the name for sure, but
Yeah.
I would more or less like to see that. I don't, it's kind of half prediction of more of what
Mm-hmm.
I want to see, but
Yeah, definitely. I also predict I kind of fall in line with almost what you said. At least 3 Wii U ports are announced onto the
yep,
Switch, I believe.
that I
They
agree with that too.
This trend is continuing. I mean, Pokken Tournament DX just was announced. I just think that they're going to want to, because it didn't sell a lot of units. They're going to want to move all those games onto the Switch as soon as possible, because there are a lot of gems on the Wii U.
Oh,
So
for sure, and that'd be a
uh,
good reason to pick up the Switch.
yeah,
Moving
definitely,
forward,
definitely. I mean, if
because
Tokyo
this.
Mirage Sessions came onto the Switch, I would definitely buy it because I just want to get back into that game, but I really don't like the Wii U.
For sure.
I also believe that the Virtual Console will be announced with only a few consoles at launch, mainly Super Nintendo, N64, and GameCube. I feel, um, and it's kind of more of a dream, as because it'll probably be Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and N64, which is fine. But yeah, and I believe it will be announced with following the announcement that Mother 3, the game that a lot of people have been waiting for to come over to the West, is going to get its localization. Because I mean, if it doesn't this E3, it's not going to. Um,
Hmm.
so another thing, and I think that you have this too, is Super Mario Odyssey is shown with a November release date. Will they hit that release date? I'm not sure. I feel like
I
it's
agree.
going to drip into 2018 and be one of those early 2018 games that everyone's talking about, much the same way that Zelda Breath of the Wild did, and generally a lot of popularity for it. So, and then
Um,
I also believe my last prediction is Animal Crossing, a new Animal Crossing game will be
yep,
teased, just barely, no release date.
I agree with that
Um,
for sure.
so yeah, I don't think it's quite time for it to come out yet, but I think that's still still far ways. But maybe not as far as we think. Do you have any more predictions, or do you want to move on to dreams?
I have a couple more.
Okay, go ahead.
Uh, Possibly a new Pokemon.
Okay.
Uh, for the Switch, maybe in the sorts of being a stadium, maybe
Mhm.
not. Maybe something we haven't seen before. Maybe
Yeah,
something similar.
I kind of also
Uh,
thought this with the Pokemon Direct that they just had, where Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were announced for 3DS. I thought there's
yep.
something behind this. I think
Hmm.
that they maybe release a new like Switch exclusive game. It doesn't maybe come out till next fall, but it's Switch exclusive, and they build it from the ground up for the Switch, which will be pretty interesting. Do you have another one?
Um, this one's pretty far fetched. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I've only heard rumors.
It's the
Possibility of
dreams.
showing the mobile. I've heard of a mobile Legend of Zelda
Yep,
game.
yep, the mobile Legend of Zelda game and the Animal
Yep.
Crossing game. Yeah, I think
Yep.
that more and more, especially with the success of Pokemon Go, they're definitely going to want to show all these different mobile games at their directs. Because they do make a ton, and a lot of like even core gamers play it, which is pretty interesting because a lot of core gamers don't tend to swing to the mobile market. So, yeah, I definitely believe so.
Then
Um,
my final prediction is uh, they didn't when I had purchased Breath of the Wild earlier, this
mhm.
year, and they hadn't really advertised it too much on the DLC side, so they might show
Okay.
off the story DLC that's coming out later this year.
Uh.
Not giving away too much, just letting people know, hey, it's here.
Mhm.
We are offering a season pass,
Mhm.
um, that sorts. Because from what I understand, there is going to be story DLC later
Mhm.
this year,
So you think that they're gonna
towards
show
the
it there?
holiday. Yeah, just
Yeah. I can't
whether
believe I
being
didn't
a
think of that.
trailer or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Um, the let's move on to our dreams. Um, I dream that they just get multiple current third party games are announced, and one of them being Persona 5. If I can have Persona 5 on the go, on the Switch, I will play it again and again and again and again.
yeah, I won't lie. That'd be pretty.
um,
Definitely having the third party support. I mean,
mhm,
you know, for sure. I mean, it's. I don't mean to abuse Nintendo, but I'm always on my PlayStation or Xbox. It's just
exactly.
they offer what I want personally, and of course there's stuff on Nintendo. I mean,
I
I'm a
mean, they're
freak
making
about Legend of Zelda, but
yeah, they're making hard hitting or hardware and software, I guess. But in order for them to get the whole shebang to get me to get off of my PlayStation, which I don't think is their goal. But to get me off my PlayStation and be like, oh, you know what, I can play on my, on my Switch. I can go play Overwatch, or I can go play Persona, or I can go play um, Destiny, even.
oh
Um,
yeah,
Something to get butts and seats for um, the Switch. I mean, it's already selling very well, but it would even surpass the PS4, I believe, if that were so.
for sure. The whole having a console at home, you
Mm-hmm.
know, as from going to being able to take it on the go, and at first people were saying it was really cheesy, and I
Mm-hmm.
guess it does sound cheesy, but now that it's out and people have used it, I've seen it. It's really cool. I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
really is. I mean, they Nintendo took what they had, which you know, having the portable console, 3DS,
Mm-hmm.
having that, and they took it and used it to their advantage. They could do a lot more with it,
Mm-hmm.
in the sense of being able to make more games.
Okie
But
dokie. Well, do you have your dream? Almost forgot.
you know my dream.
Oh no, what's your dream?
One came out a couple months ago, but new Legend of Zelda. I just want
Okay.
more.
Okay.
Of course,
Okay.
always wanting more.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah.
But
Now, what style of Zelda is it? Are we going back to Ocarina or the regular style? Or are we going to like Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds? You know.
um, to be honest, more or less curious of what they do next on the platform
Mm.
of like they were talking about after Breath of the Wild,
Mhm.
um, what their direction was going. A lot of people got upset that one of their ideas was going from having this huge open world to still having that, but being able to go from Zelda to Link, having two different characters being playable,
Mhm.
having different side of the story, and I just think, I mean, I'd love to see that something new,
Definitely.
something fresh, but still being in the same world.
Definitely. And I think a lot of
But
people were clamoring for a traditional Zelda game. If
oh
they
yeah,
didn't like Breath of the Wild, So to have that on the side would be pretty sweet
Oh
to
yeah, for
see, as
sure.
well as stuff like Breath of the Wild. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. This has been our E3 prediction stream. If you'd like to follow us, we are at Shotgun McPain right now. Maybe changing soon. But yeah, goodbye, and I love you.